Welcome everyone to the Avengers podcast, where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host Torn, and with me is my co-host Peyton.
Yo.
We have a great show for everyone this week. We'll be talking about Blue Beetle and the news of the week. There'll be time codes in the description or the show notes if you want to jump around. And with that, here's Peyton with the news.
So news has been slow because of the writer's strike and whatnot. Good for them. Pay the writers and the actors. God damn.
Yes.
But we do got some pretty big news, so let's just get into it. Gal Gadot says that they're developing a new Wonder Woman movie in James Gunn DCEU, but apparently Gunn and Safran told Gadot that they wanted to work with her in the future, but nothing was ever promised to Gadot about Wonder Woman 3 happening or any definitive discussion about her returning in the new DCU. So I assume that this was just some sort of miscommunication. It was just like, hey, we'd love to work with you, maybe in a producer capacity. And Gal Gadot was like, so Wonder Woman 3, all right, it's happening, we're good. Now she's over here spreading this information. What's she doing?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
We know for a fact that Patty Jenkins is not coming back.
Yeah, for sure.
But, you know, whether Gal Gadot is still up in the air. If she is back, I believe, unless they do, for whatever reason, plan to keep Jason Momoa on as Aquaman, she'll be the only returning cast member from the main Justice League lineup from the DCEU, which, if you're going to get rid of most of them, you might as well just get rid of her. And also, if you're planning to get rid of Henry Cavill because he's too old for what you're going for, get rid of Gal Gadot. I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
I also don't like her as an actress, but that's neither here nor there. Moving on to some Marvel news. This is according to the Hot Mic podcast. Apparently, Vanessa Kirby will reportedly star as Sue Storm in Fantastic Four. So this is a new rumor after the one about Margot Robbie supposedly being offered the role of Sue Storm, at least, which apparently she turned down. Who knows? But Vanessa Kirby, do you know who Vanessa Kirby is?
Yes, I do know who Vanessa Kirby is.
Okay, yeah, she'd be a great choice if she is cast. That's a really, really solid choice. So I hope that's true. And also, they're reporting that Joseph Quinn is rumored to star as Johnny Storm.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Is that bad? I'm not familiar with him as an actor, so I don't have an opinion.
It's something. It's just something. I don't know. It ain't my choice. But, I mean, if he can do it, he can do it. It just ain't my choice. You haven't watched Stranger Things, right?
No.
Yeah, of course, he's mostly known for Stranger Things, and that's like his breakout role.
Is he a good actor, at least?
He's good, yeah. He's good. Like I said, he's not my choice for Johnny.
Yeah, you just don't see him as that character.
No, yeah, I don't see him.
That's fine. Apparently, Adam Driver turned down the role of Reed Richards.
That's fair, yeah.
Apparently, Marvel Studios still want him, so they want to renegotiate, but I don't know how that's going to go. But yeah, again, Vanessa Kirby, really great choice. And Joseph Quinn, I don't know, people are... I see mixed opinions.
I want to see Seth Rogen as the Thing.
No.
So I could hear his laugh as he's saying his clobber time. But there's I think the best choice for the Thing is, what's his name? Daveed Diggs.
Yeah, who is rumored.
Yeah, that's my favorite choice. But Reed, it's kind of up in the air because you gotta have someone who, of course, looks the part and who can play off a.
It's weird because I feel like he's technically, like, on paper, he's easy to cast.
But like as terms of like personality, they have to nail it, dude.
Yeah.
Because Reed's like, people are like, oh yeah, Reed's like pretty easy, but no, like Reed is an asshole. He's a psychopath, like low key. Well, actually, I don't even say he's a psychopath.
He's a narcissist.
Yeah, he's a narcissist, and he's fucking crazy, but he's super duper fucking smart. So that's what they have to nail. So
yeah, it's gonna be tough. And again, we've talked about this before, but if they could choose literally the best person for the role, then people are going to be mad because it wasn't their fan casting choice.
It wasn't their top pick.
So it is what it, like, Adam Driver could be incredible, but like, I don't know, because especially when a majority of people just go by looks, and we're always going to say here, performance outweighs looks every time, but we'll see. I trust Sarah Haley Finn. She has literally never missed. But yeah, it's just a matter of time. But this is according to Vulture. This is very exciting news. For the first time, a crew of about 50 VFX workers at Marvel Studios have petitioned to unionize. It's the first time visual effects professionals have banded together to demand wage protections and benefits. Good indeed. Apparently they're going to be voting to unionize like relatively soon. So
yes, good. Pay your VFX artists and give them more time. Stop holding them hostage from their families.
Oh God, honestly, it's going to be like a perfect storm if we have Marvel Studios internally saying that they want to cut back, Bob Iger saying that they want to cut back, which automatically is just going to give them more space and time on its own. But then if VFX workers unionize, that's going to be great. I mean, it's just kind of, again, like a perfect storm especially if this union goes through, which is the most important thing, the most important aspect of all this for VFX workers. It's the future looks bright. I'll just say that, but all that still remains to be seen, but hopefully that happens. And next up we got, this is from One Take News. People are upset. Torn, what a surprise. People are mad, and that's because apparently Thor 5 is in development with Taika Waititi set to return.
Yeah, I know. Man, it's like Taika directed, in people's eyes, one bad Thor movie, even though Thor had 2 bad movies before Ragnarok, and everyone's upset about it.
And then he made one of the best Thor movies, one of a lot of people's favorite Thor movies, with Ragnarok. And then he made one that isn't really as bad as people say, but people like to act like it's the worst thing they've ever seen in their lives. And now apparently Taika Waititi's the worst filmmaker to ever exist.
You see how people switch up on you? Crazy.
It's fucking wild, bro. And people are like, oh, well, they shouldn't do it because Chris Hemsworth was clearly unhappy. I watched the behind the scenes of Thor Love and Thunder. He was not unhappy. Bro was having a blast. If anything, he had more input on this one than he did on Ragnarok. Way more input. Like, there's literally a scene of him working on like how the scene should go with Taika Waititi. He was clearly having a good time. What they're referring to is Chris Hemsworth in an interview saying that if they do make another one, he wants to do something different with the character, which he said for years. They did serious Shakespearean, they did goofy, now he wants to go in a different direction. He did, like, that's it. He never said, I don't want to do it with Taika because he's the silly guy. If you've seen any Taika Waititi movie other than those 2, I guess, then you know how good he is at making emotional films.
Yeah, like especially with things like where the Hunt for the Wilder People,
Jojo
Rabbit for sure. But like, yeah, Taika knows like what he's doing, of course. And like I said, I have my thing about Love and Thunder. I think it's personally okay. I wouldn't watch it again. You love Love and Thunder, but yeah, I don't. I mean, like I said, I'm hopeful for it. Hopefully it's going to be way better. I mean, I ain't got really nothing else to say. I ain't going to switch up like these motherfuckers over here.
Do you think it's the worst movie of all time? Worst superhero movie of all time?
No, because it's not. You want to see bad superhero movies? Go watch Daredevil 2003. You want to see bad superhero movies? Go watch
Elektra.
Yeah, go watch Elektra.
Hulk 2003.
You want to know... well, that's fine.
X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, go watch Dark Phoenix. You want to see bad superhero movies? Go watch Steel with Shaq. You want to see bad
Superman
movies?
4, The Quest for Peace.
Go watch Spawn 1999.
Batman and Robin.
People love to over-exaggerate so much. It's insane. This is why the MCU fandom is fucking horrible. They're so horrendous.
It's one of those things where it's like, because I think And I feel like anytime I say this, you can easily counteract it, and which is fair, because when I say this, it's like, well, okay, well, usually I say, like, people are like take for granted what we have now. Like, imagine if we got something like Love and Thunder in 2008. We'd be like, what? Holy shit, this is great. It's fucking fantastic. We've never seen anything like this. But because it's now, it's ass, and it's like, I get it, because obviously we've gotten everything we've gotten up until this point. So obviously there's a certain standard. But at the same time, that's part of the reason why I still love these movies. I just, the novelty isn't lost on me. I'm just like, the fact that we're getting these at all, I'm just like, hell yeah.
Exactly. I told someone, like, on TikTok, where you know, like, it's a blessing to even get these characters on screen. Like, I never thought in a million years we get Shang-Chi or Moon Knight on the screen. Yeah, you know, there's some criticisms with that, but, like, there's just so much to explore. I know people are like, Marvel died after Endgame. You're delusional if you think that. You should probably stop speaking.
MCU died after Endgame. Meanwhile, they're praising Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Right.
No Way Home.
It's like, I don't know, man. There's so much left to explore with characters and, like, stories. Like, there's literally comics upon comics that have been made, like, decades ago that they can still adapt. But, you know, of course, like I said, you know, like what you said, the novelty hasn't worn off on me. I'm so, you know, excited for the MCU. Of, like, what they can explore. Even though I might not be excited for every single project that's coming out, I'm gonna be invested of, like, what they do, for sure.
Yeah, it's what it is, though. I just, to be honest, I don't even know. Well, I guess they set it up at the end of Love and Thunder, but I don't really know what they do for Thor 5. Like, because now that his parents are gone, Jane's gone, he doesn't. What does he have? I mean, he has the kid. But obviously they're not going to kill the kid that they just introduced. And also I feel like they're going to recast the kid, because that's Chris Hemsworth's real kid. And Chris Hemsworth said that he doesn't really want her to go into child acting. But he also said that he'd let her do it if she actually wants to do it. So I don't know.
I personally think that they should not have killed Gore.
Same.
They should not have killed him. But, like, they also have that thing with Hercules at the end.
Yeah, and Zeus.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, who knows?
Who knows? But that is the news of the week, which means it's time to move on to our topic, which is Blue Beetle, the newest outing from a DC, not DC Studios, not just yet. And contrary to what Twitter will tell you, if we watched the film and nowhere in the credits does it say anything about James Gunn. That's crazy, isn't it? Wow. So we're going to do non-spoilers than spoilers. There's not a ton to spoil, though, but, you know, we'll give our general non-spoiler thoughts, and then we'll jump into spoilers. So what'd you think?
I think this movie is pretty solid. Like I said before, you know, getting characters on screen, I am actually excited to see a movie from Blue Beetle. The only thing that we ever seen in Blue Beetle live action was Smallville, like, you know, 20 seasons ago. And that, you know, that was pretty solid at the time. But yeah, like, you know, like I said,
still wild to me that they actually did a suit.
Right. It's crazy. But yeah, like I said, the movie is very solid. It has, you know, pretty great emotional performances from George Lopez. George Lopez, for some reason, was carrying this on his back. But
yeah, if you're going into this thinking like George Lopez is just gonna be like George Lopez, nah, man, bro, literally put 200% into this film. Like, I don't know where that came from, but he was great in this movie. To like Will's chagrin, because he doesn't like George Lopez, but like, and I'm not huge on George Lopez, but I don't. Yeah, bro was just putting everything into this film. He was fucking amazing.
Yeah, he was like just incredible. But also Zola Shit,
Mari
I'm about to
Dueña.
stutter. Yeah, Mari Dueña as Blue Beetle, as Jaime Reyes. Great.
Jamie, yeah.
Great. I mean, Jamie. I've always liked him as an actor, especially since his breakout from Cobra Kai. Like I said, he did amazing. I will also love the family aspect of this. Very, very heartwarming from them, especially with the Latino representation. That was really, really nice to see. And I mean, there's some other stuff that I'll get into whenever we get to spoilers regarding the villains and the plot, or whatever. But still, overall, I still found it to be very enjoyable. Definitely one of the better DC movies to come out recently.
Would you say it's the best DC movie since the Dark Knight trilogy?
Yeah, I can say that for sure.
You gotta say it every time. It's a standard.
And this is the best DC movie since the Dark Knight trilogy.
Crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah, I also thought it was a pretty solid film from DC, especially recently. Although I did enjoy Shazam! Fury of the Gods. It clearly wasn't as good as the first one. And what was the last DC movie? It was
The Flash.
Oh.
I forgot about The Flash, dude.
I forgot. Oh my god. It should have been
That's crazy, dude.
Oh no.
Seriously insane, dude. Holy shit.
Oh my god. I can't believe I actually forgot about The Flash. Oh no. Oh, that's terrible. But I guess so before The Flash and Shazam, it was like Black Adam and the Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad is the only one that's actually the best DC movie since The Dark Knight. But if I was to sort of rank it among the most recent ones, I do think it's the best one since the Suicide Squad, I guess. Not better than the Suicide Squad, but the best one since. It's better than Black Adam. It's better than Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I think I'd say it's on par with The Flash. Because
you say it's on par?
Yeah, because The Flash, I don't think is great. But
there are some great moments.
Yeah, there are great moments. There are fun elements. Obviously, I love Michael Keaton. Probably biased, but it is what it is. So and it's a bad movie that I enjoy quite a bit. Whereas Blue Beetle was a decent movie that I relatively enjoyed. You know what I mean?
I'll say Daredevil, dude. Think about Daredevil right now. Blue Beetle is definitely more consistent.
Certainly.
Than The Flash. So I definitely understand where you're coming from in that sense. Because, as we explained about The Flash, it has not even the highest highs can compare to the lowest of the lows for that movie.
Yeah, and if you're someone that hated The Flash, I'm not saying you're gonna hate Blue Beetle. They're not on par in that sense. They're not like the same movie. I'm just saying, for me personally, they're about on par, at least as far as enjoyment goes. But if you hated The Flash, but you, I think general audiences are certainly gonna like Blue Beetle a lot more than The Flash. At least I think, and critics certainly like it more than The Flash. So that's that, at least. Yeah. But I've said this, I think I've said it on the podcast before. I've certainly said it to you, at least, and just based on the trailers, all I was seeing, and it's probably also because of just my knowledge of this space, of the whole comic book movie space and the behind the scenes and shit and all that. I just couldn't shake the feeling of it being a streaming film that got upgraded to a theatrical release, and you can see it in the film. Now, I'm not saying that's inherently a bad thing. I think a character like Blue Beetle absolutely deserves a theatrical release rather than just getting thrown on HBO Max. So I'm not saying that that's a bad thing at all. But as far as by the numbers plot, pretty standard, pretty honestly weak villain, and
it's pretty formulaic,
and very subpar, except in some areas, which we'll get into more later. But and some pretty subpar CGI that just didn't really feel theater worthy, if that makes sense. And it felt, more specifically with the villain, it felt very Power Rangers, and I couldn't put my finger on it, but the entire movie, I was like, God, this reminds me of something. God, this feels like something. And I was like, what the fuck? What is this? And it wasn't until a specific point at the end, which we'll get into in spoilers, that it finally clicked in my brain. I was like, oh, this is just Spy Kids. Not plot wise, just the feeling, the vibe, and the look. I was like, oh, this is Spy Kids. And I don't necessarily mean that as an insult, because I love Spy Kids and I have a big nostalgic soft spot for it. So it's like it's conflicting, because like obviously Spy Kids isn't objectively good, but there's a certain charm to it. You know what I mean? There's a certain charm to Spy Kids that I think Blue Beetle captures, and I think that's definitely going to be love or hate for some people. But I do think that Blue Beetle, I think it will see in like 6, 7, 8 years time, people are going to be like, holy shit, man, I love Blue Beetle as a kid. Like, that movie was fucking amazing. You know what I mean? So I think that's what this film is going to be for a lot of people for that reason. Another one of my biggest issues was, like I said, the CGI was subpar. The family aspect, there were silver linings, again, which we'll get into more into spoilers, to the family, but I think ultimately it felt very cliche, and I feel like this is a bad word, but like sort of childish, except in a couple areas, and especially in one section of the film that I thought was actually really, really good. But ultimately everything just felt really cheesy with them, and I didn't love it. And also, and this is more at fault with the trailer, but there wasn't enough, in my opinion, enough hand-to-hand combat. Not only did like the director say like, oh, like something that inspired this movie was like The Raid, which is obviously an insane action film, but also in the trailer we see some really great fighting sequences. But I get it's not really a spoiler, but it's like everything you see in the trailer is kind of it. It's like there's a couple, I mean there's like a handful of things, but it's nothing like what you really see in the trailer, which is pretty unfortunate. But it was still good, you know, it was still cool to see. But I think, again, it's one of those things where it's like, because it was a streaming movie that was then upgraded to a theatrical release, I think that's part of that reason. So I really hope, I think we'll get one, because James Gunn clearly likes this film, likes this character, and wants to fold it into the new DCU. So I think it's a win, not an if, but when we get Blue Beetle 2, I really hope they double down on that stuff, because that was what I felt like what was going to be a highlight for me, and turned out to be one of my complaints. So that's pretty unfortunate. And I kind of went into this thinking it was just going to be sort of a run of the numbers, or by the numbers, run of the mill superhero movie, and that's what we got. So I kind of went into it expecting a 7 out of 10, and what I got was, in my opinion, a 7 out of 10, which again is solid. It's solid. This is the kind of movie where if I would just like put on in the background just for some fun. Like, I'm not trying to like focus on some shit, but also just put on some Blue Beetle. That's what this movie is for me. So yeah, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think 7 out of 10 is pretty low.
Because you'd give it a 9.5 out of 10 like you did The Flash.
Yeah. Same, man. It's just that good. No, I'm kidding. I forgot that Becky G was the voice of the Scarab.
Yeah, I never would have known that unless friends pointed it out to us.
I'm looking up the cast because, look, there's a spoiler with the dad, but the dad got some drip, dude. The dad in the film, he has some drip. I like the jacket.
The dad has... Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was a great jacket. I'm trying to find it.
You want the jacket?
Yeah, bro, that shit goes hard. The mechanic, like, workshop jacket, that shit goes hard. Are we getting into spoilers now?
What would you rate it?
Me?
Yeah.
I'll give it like a solid 8.
An 8? Really? No, I'm just kidding. That's absolutely fair. Man, but yeah, so I guess let's get into spoilers.
I don't even know like what to really say, honestly, in terms of like spoilers.
Ted Cord is alive. That's cool.
Ted Cord is alive, which makes a lot of sense because I know they're talking about having a like Ted Cord like Booster Gold series.
Yeah, and that'd be really fun. I was really hoping the entire time that we'd get to see him.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see Ted Cord.
Yeah,
like kind of a picture. I thought like
we got a picture and we got a couple suits.
Yeah, we got some suits,
which was cool.
I thought we were gonna see him like at the end because he saw like a face mold.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
because I could have sworn he like I was when we were watching or beforehand. I don't remember, but like I could have sworn he was like cast.
In my head right now, I was like, yeah, we're gonna see Jason Sudeikis.
That's pretty good. Jason Sudeikis is yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I was hoping for that. I was like, dude, we're gonna see Jason Sudeikis like pop out, and like, because in my eyes, like what I was going for is that like, yeah, he's like he kind of at first I thought like he isolated himself from like society and stuff like that, and I thought like we were gonna see him when they go to like his old mansion, kind of like some like Flash shit with like Michael Keaton. But yeah, I don't know. Definitely want to see a Ted Cord series. That'd be pretty dope.
Or we could get like a sort of like a Blue Beetle 2, and he's like mentoring Jaime.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as spoilers go, I think. As far as like the CGI, again, it's streaming movie. It's just it wasn't inherently bad. It's not like The Flash where it's like this is inexcusable. Like what went wrong? It was just like clearly they either didn't have enough time, didn't have the budget, or maybe it was just like already in motion, like it was sort of done, and again it was upgraded. But yeah, a lot of those establishing shots of the city just did not look great. Going into Cord Industries,
well, Peyton, you also got to think about it this way: is that it was meant to look like that. That's what Jaime sees.
Oh, you're right. When he's in when he's in the Beetle Force.
The Beetle Force is crazy.
When he's in the Beetle Force, everything just kind of looks like bad CG. Yeah,
the Scarab Force.
The Scarab, yeah, that's better. The Beetle Force. But yeah, when he goes into Cord Industries and you see it like pans up to like look how tall the building is, it looks bad, and then the receptionist desk just looks fake. I don't even know if it is fake. It might not be fake, but it certainly looks fake.
No, yeah, it looks, yeah, especially like that upward shot, and I'm like, dude, this looks horrible.
Yeah,
this looks bad.
It does not look good. But on the other hand, everything with the Blue Beetle suit, everything with its powers, it flying around, looked great.
Yeah, so that's of course where most of that budget went.
Clearly,
and, like it honestly,
which good if you're gonna put it anywhere, put it on the main character.
Yeah, for sure. And I was telling Peyton like afterwards, there was a fight at the end, right? It was actually a conflict that was resolved, and the main villain has like an upgraded suit, and there's like a kind of like an upwards. Like or kind of like a high angle shot, and you can just tell that the villain suit is like CGI while Jaime's is like practical. I'm just like, holy shit, this is fucking night and day.
And what a beautiful practical suit it is. So yes,
good. I'm really, really glad that they went practical with the suit, And also, it is so comic book accurate. It is it's
Phenomenal.
so beautiful. It's amazing. It's like definitely a top 10 suit for sure.
Yeah, as far as comic to live action translations, absolutely. But
they cooked really bad. I mean, really, really good with that.
Yeah. So again, a couple of the CGI moments. There was something to even tie into one of my other criticisms. The gum.
Yeah, the gum
that expanded and they sort of rolled. That was like, oh, Spy Kids. That's I don't know what it was about that specifically, but I was like, yes, this is what it was. So maybe there's a scene in Spy Kids that's very similar that I don't remember, but that's what clicked it for me. But probably the most laughable CGI moment.
Oh yeah, the fucking villain.
The villain just running. And it was very similar to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Which is also just like, what happened here? I don't know. I can't even describe what it looks like.
So like, whenever Peyton and I saw it with our friends, like, of course, people, so some people are going to talk in the theater, but I busted out laughing.
We all did.
I'm like, why is he running like that? Okay,
so I think we're the only ones too that were laughing at that bit. It's like I kind of feel like, why are these people laughing?
Yeah, I kind of felt bad, but it's just so stupid.
Yeah, I can't describe it as any other thing but Cassie running in shrunken form in Quantumania. Very similar, but this was because like Quantumania was just like, ooh, this isn't great, but Blue Beetle, I was like, it was so fucking funny, just the way it's just a quick shot. It's quick, it doesn't even last that long, but it's just, I don't know, something about the way it's edited, the way it's cut was so fucking funny.
Turn on anything else, but just did that, bro. That was crazy,
hilarious. But the family I have issue with, because like I said in the non-spoiler section, they're just kind of cheesy a lot of the time, really not even necessarily in the bad way. It just, I don't know, it just wasn't really, I don't know, for me, because it's like Jaime gets captured and they're like, we gotta save him, we gotta do what we can to save him. And I'm just like, realistically, like, obviously they save him, but like, what the fuck are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Real scenario, you're just gonna sit on your ass. You'll be like, damn, that's tough. He's gone. like ask what's her name, Jenny. Yeah, like ask her to like do something about it. Like, you're not gonna do anything about it, but obviously they do. It's whatever.
No, dude, you're wrong, because they had Nana, bro.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like the saving graces were George Lopez, who was just putting his all into it, was hilarious the entire time, didn't have an issue at literally a single moment. And the grandma, who was just batshit crazy. She was fucking crazy, bro. I'm like, you go get him. You're doing great. But like the sister was whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of getting like tired of like these pessimistic, edgy like siblings in like movies. And of course, like, I mean, she got
better towards the end.
She got better towards the end, but like, I'm just not a fan of it.
Yeah, when she got the Miss Marvel powers.
Yeah, in gauntlet form.
Yeah, well, she has a gauntlet too, technically. She has a bangle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the family was just sort of weak for me, except the Nana and George Lopez, except the scene where they go to like attack the family. That entire sequence was phenomenal. Very, very, very good. Very, very, very well done. We get, a great just action sequence, with Jaime, Blue Beetle, just sort of just wrecking the core goons, which I didn't love the design. Again, very Power Rangers. But like, it was still good. And then it was very well acted. The family trying to get away. Obviously the dad dies. All of the and the performances were really, really good. Speaking of performances, I haven't seen Cobra Kai, so this is my first time seeing Zolo Maridueña in anything. And
yeah, no, he shows it a great amount of emotion in this one.
Was fantastic. Fantastic choice. Again, he's obviously going to get full into the DCU, so I'm completely chill with that. He's going to be great. And also, speaking of which, folding into the DCU, this movie's completely standalone.
No, son, bro.
Like, there's a couple references to, there's obviously he went to like Gotham University or whatever. I saw an Ace Chemicals building.
Batman and Superman are mentioned. But no, dude, it's not standalone. It's completely in the DCU, meaning that the Justice League is already set up in this universe.
No.
But wait, it could be in the Snyderverse, bro.
Stop. Obviously, that was the initial intention, but they could clearly make it work for the DCU because there's nothing too direct. There's not like a direct reference to like a past event. I don't think they even reference the Justice League. I don't think they do. They obviously reference Batman.
They don't reference the Justice. Well, I think there's maybe like a line from George Lopez. Yeah, there's definitely a Batman line. There's definitely a Superman line.
Which we know that Batman will already be established in the new DCU if he has Damian.
Same thing for Superman.
Yeah, Superman. It's going to be early days, but it's not an origin story.
Yeah, so basically, like, this is completely standalone, and they can just like fit it within the timeline.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, for sure. Which is good because this is what people want more. They want more of. They want more standalone films and more so origin stories. But still, they want more standalone films. So
yeah,
you can get that from here. I can't find the jacket, bro. I'm trying my best to find the jacket. I might have to go in the theaters and watch it again. I'm gonna sneak in.
Steal another popcorn tin.
Yeah, dude, the tin was awesome.
Should have stole it from Angelica.
I could have done that, but realistically, why am I gonna use that? Like,
for popcorn,
I don't eat,
dummy.
I don't eat popcorn.
Maybe you should.
I don't want to do that. Angelica can put it to more use, but
you know who's the villain was weak.
Both the villains were weak.
Yeah, both the villains were because you got the main guy who has the same powers as Blue Beetle. Not really, but it's like I said it when we were talking about the film back when we saw it. I was literally felt like I was watching Peter Parker in an Iron Man suit fighting Whiplash. Mm. He literally gave me Whiplash vibes. In one scene, he literally uses
he uses an electric whip.
Yeah,
electric whip. And he just says he used very, very generic, and he repeated the same line 3 times.
Rule of threes, Torm. The rule of threes.
Right. And
towards the end, he has look, he's actually a good guy, and he's misunderstood.
I have a change of heart.
And I'm like, cool, man. Do that at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And then you have the Victoria Cord, who's the sister, the evil sister, so slightly racist, villain. Well, to the film is slightly,
I guess.
I don't know.
She I didn't like her. The actress is great, but I think for her it was less of. I just think they didn't do what they could with her, or didn't do enough. What the fuck am I trying to say? It's like missed opportunity, because I feel like you could do some really great stuff with a character like that, but I don't know. I think they just went too basic with it. And like I said, there's that one scene where she picks up an MP7, and I'm just like, you ain't doing shit with that. That's not, she just looked goofy with it in her hand. She's not even holding it with 2 hands. She's holding it with 1 hand. You're dead. You're going to control that? I fucking doubt it. It's not happening. But, yeah. So yeah, very, very basic villain, but it is what it is.
I'm glad when she died at the end.
Yeah. That was a silver lining.
That was satisfying.
Yeah. One of the few times where killing a villain is okay, when the villain isn't that great.
Right.
And they knew that, so they're like, let's kill her. Let's kill them both.
Yeah, two birds with one stone. But yeah, in terms of like spoilers, of course I'm going to piggyback off of, like, you know, what you said. Some of the CGI was okay. Like I said, like me and Peyton have the same thoughts when it comes to CGI. Like, CGI isn't bad; it doesn't break movies for me. But it's like when you notice it's bad, it can be bad. But obviously, they put all the CGI into Blue Beetle's suit, which is, you know, of course, what you have to do.
I just wish, if they knew they were going to push it to a theatrical release, why didn't they pump more money into it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
Very weird. But yeah, you know, the CGI was okay. It is where it needs to be, which is on the suit. The sequences with Blue Beetle are fucking awesome. Him flying through the city, flying through space. You know, even him fighting with it, it's also like just really great. Of course, you know, like you said, there should have been more action sequences with the suit.
Should have been more action sequences with the suit, with the hand-to-hand combat. He should have done more with, you know, being able to fucking create anything. He makes the Final Fantasy sword. Cool. We saw that in the trailer a million times. I thought we were going to get something else.
Yeah, most definitely. You saw the makeshift Mjolnir, because, you know, they had like a fucking little hammer like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely could have created more weapons, for sure.
There's also aspects of the film that were like, I've seen before in other superhero films that probably did it better. Like, again, there was the Whiplash thing. There was the dad, like, in heaven or whatever. Oh, but it's not your time, Jaime. We just saw that in Guardians of the Galaxy. Not to this film's fault necessarily. It's not like they saw Guardians of the Galaxy and were like, ooh, we're going to do that. Obviously, they filmed it before Guardians came out. But it's just unfortunate timing for this film that a lot of this stuff, it's just stuff we've seen before, which, again, is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But it's not great, is it?
Yeah, it's fine, and it works within the movie. It does what it needs to do, but of course, you know, other films have done it better. You know, of course, like, in terms of performances, yeah, there wasn't really much with the family that could have been, like, explored more. Of course, you know, there wasn't really much screen time for the mom, but, like, you know, the mom didn't really have anything to really work with. The sister, like I said, like, she's okay. The only thing that, like, I'm just not a fan of edgy, pessimistic siblings in, like, movies. Yeah, like, you know, like you said, the only thing that, like, the only parts of the family that were, like, really great were the grandma, George Lopez, and, you know, Jaime, and everything else on the lake. The deliveries are downstairs.
Jesus,
that was a wild.
Like, Andale was bad, but yeah, that part I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and yeah, that was fucking crazy. I mean, I really have nothing else to, like, really say, because
it's one of those films, like, because it's so by the numbers, it's stuff like that. It's not bad enough to just shit on it, sort of like The Flash. Yeah, but it's also not good enough to just gush about everything.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, like, the movie did what it needed to do. Yeah, it's solid. You have a great Jaime Reyes. You know, Zola Maridueña did his thing. George Lopez put his 200% in this, like, like we said, and I mean, overall, the movie is just solid.
Is George Lopez just like a Blue Beetle fan or something? Like, why did he? Why? Like, obviously, I'm not mad about it, is because it's great, but, like, I just wasn't expecting it. Crazy, man.
The one thing I wish I wanted more from, in terms of, like, just the theater experience. I wanted a bigger crowd, because I felt like we were all laughing at the jokes, like, a little bit. Yeah, there was some, like, laughs from, like, the audience members, but, like, I kind of felt like I was laughing at everything.
I wasn't. All the jokes were trash.
Batman's a fascist.
He is, though. He is. People don't like it, but he is, kind of.
How do you feel about the
Batman?
How do you feel about the Ted Cord suits?
Good. I mean, obviously, we didn't see it on anyone. But
You want to know what it reminded me of?
On the mannequins, I was like, hell yeah, those look great. What?
It reminded me of like Watchmen, like old Watchmen.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
I
what it
can see
reminded me
that.
of. I was like, dang, like it's so comic book accurate in a nostalgic way.
It would be crazy if one of the suits was the Smallville one.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, that'll be actually pretty solid to see. I still gotta watch that scene. I'm probably just gonna skip like to that episode because I'm not watching fucking 11 seasons of Smallville. I don't want to torture myself like that.
Yeah. I'd rather watch 16 seasons of It's Always Sunny.
I think it's in either the Blue Beetle episodes. I think it's in season 6 or in season 9. It's in one of the later seasons for sure. I remember seeing it on TV when I was a kid. But yeah. I don't know. Like I said, there's really not much to say about Blue Beetle other than that it's great, and there's a lot left to be explored with Blue Beetle, for sure.
Absolutely, but it was a good time.
Yeah,
it was a good time. I definitely recommend it. Whether I'd say make it go see it in theaters, it's up to you.
Go see it if you want to go see it in theaters. You don't have to spend like $22 on it. You can go see it on like kind of like a cheap movie day if you want to.
I think you should see it in theater just to like support the fucking film because it's like it doesn't deserve to flop.
Yeah, it doesn't deserve it at all.
It doesn't deserve to flop. Come on, man. It's DC. Like obviously the track record with DC is not great. And obviously a lot of things are flopping at the box office right now. But like I think this deserves it, not only just because it's a decent film, just a film to just go and see. And not everything has to be Oscar worthy, but also like just the type of film, like just for like the representation alone. Honestly, I think it definitely deserves support, especially with the writers actor strike going on. It would really like show the studios like, hey, we want human made things.
Right.
But is what it is. But yeah, again, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Torn would give it an 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that fluctuating?
Probably not. I mean, like I said, like I think I've gotten everything out of this movie I probably could have gotten. I mean, this suit's just incredible. Zola Maridueña is incredible too. I mean, yeah, like you said, there's a lot left that could have been added to the movie in terms of like action. But I think that's all I could get out of this movie.
Yeah, I don't see myself wavering at all, which is fine. But it is what it is. So yeah, that is Blue Beetle. So what have you watched this week, if anything?
Yeah, I saw this movie called Blue Beetle. I'm just
no
way. So before that, I watched this movie called The Last Voyage of the Demeter. It is a book adapted into a movie, but it's about Dracula or Nosferatu. The movie was crazy. Like it's also like kind of like average. There's some stuff that I wish that happened in terms of like just the look of Dracula, because of course like in the film it's like he's Dracula or like Nosferatu. So like Nosferatu, he's kind of like this human like vampire creature with like like long ears, a bald head, and like sharp teeth. And in the movie, the look, he's very like kind of demonic. Of course, he's the look is like he's like kind of slimy in a way, but also like it's weird because he has like this backstory where like he comes from like he like lives in a castle over a village and he feasts on people in the night. One thing I wish would have I would have wanted in the film was because in the beginning you see him, he's like all like shriveled up and like he's all like he's all shriveled up and shit like that. I wish that like the more he was feeding on people, the more human he got and the more powerful he got or whatever. But of course that didn't really happen. And I don't care, the spoilers or whatever, at the end of the movie, it's weird and it's a theory that came true. At least I want to believe they came true. Basically, that in this like universe or whatever, because the film takes place in like 1870s or something like that, and they're in England now because that's where the boat was going, because that's where the Demeter was going. That Dracula ends up becoming Jack the Ripper. Now it's kind of like this whole thing. So like, in a way, he kind of does become more human, or like he adapts to becoming human. So I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I heard I heard he just kind of looks like a ghoul in a jacket.
That's like, I wouldn't say a jacket, but yeah, he
like
kind of
a trench coat or some shit.
Yeah, he does. He does look like a ghoul in a way, and like he develops wings like later on in the movie, and it's kind of, I mean, like, I'm not like really into like the whole thing of Dracula and like
blah, blah,
blah. But like in this movie, like it's like, oh yeah, he was transferring his soul into different people, so like, and they were getting possessed and shit like that. So, but overall, I mean, I think it's fine. It's a fine movie. It has a highlight from what was his name? He's from Straight Outta Compton. He played Dr. Dre.
Oh man,
his name is Corey something. Corey Hawkins. And you have David Dallas Matchian, who's in every film ever made. Dude's in everything, dude.
Literally.
Yeah.
I've heard for some people that I trust with reviews and stuff say, like, because it's getting not great reviews, but they really enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're like if you're into vampirism and like you're into that whole stuff and you've read the novel, I think that some people will like it. And of course, it's like one of the things where it's like there's a lot of things that could have been done in terms of like the look of Dracula, at least in my opinion, and what they could have done in terms of like the characters and like somewhat the plot. I would have loved to see a backstory in a way of Dracula. I mean, I know that they weren't really trying to give him like an origin story type of thing, and you see that through like a person that was like from the same village that like Dracula was terrorizing. But still, I think that just having a different look of Dracula would have elevated the film a little bit to me. And then again, it's like, they're trying to go for like a more ghoulish look of like Nosferatu in a way. And then I also know like nothing about the Dracula monster verse.
Yeah, like I definitely understand that for sure. But that's all I really watch. I've been trying to watch other movies, man. I've been trying to like watch like just some of the stuff that came out in theaters. I want to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And wait.
Oh, right. You haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't. And what I was thinking about just doing was just getting the Draft House pass and just going to go see it or whatever. Or I can just, buy a ticket to a movie and just go sneak in or something like that.
Yeah.
And then, because like what I want to do is I want to just spend the day at the Draft House. Like I want to just like go watch movies that I haven't seen yet that I want to see. Other than that, that's all I've watched.
I've been watching Harley Quinn season 4 has been coming out. That's been good. I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. That was very good. I was in love with the art style. It's so good. Like the trailers obviously look great, but I like watching the film. Ooh, it's good. It was great. I don't want this to sound bad, but like from what I've seen from like critics and certain sites reviewing the film, I think they're overdoing it a bit. Like it's great, but they're acting like, man, this rivals Spider-Verse. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it does not. It's really good. It's fantastic. if Spider-Verse didn't come out, it would be the best animated film of the year. But unfortunately, it went up against arguably one of the best sequels of all time. So I mean, it's just not there. but it is fantastic. Don't get it twisted. It's absolutely worth a watch. The cast was really, really, really great. Obviously it's sort of iffy when you're working with younger people, like what you're going to get out of them. All of them were incredible. Jackie Chan was particularly fantastic. They went a direction with Splinter that I wasn't expecting, but I ended up really enjoying. Ice Cube was really good. That's not really surprising. Ice Cube's always been great and stuff, but it's like he was doing Ice Cube, but there was something about his performance just felt more elevated to me than usual, and that was great. Seth Rogen isn't in it as much as I thought he'd be, because he's in a lot of the stuff that he produces, but like he had like a few lines, and that was it. I wanted more of Paul Rudd's character, because that hopefully if there is a sequel, we get more of that character, because he was just a delight. But yeah, it was really, really great. I've also started. I'm barely through it. All right, but I've started playing for the first time Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Oh my god, dude! I'm sorry. Look,
what?
No, okay. I have beef with Black Flag.
Really?
Okay, so here's the thing.
All I hear is that it's one of the best ones.
It is one of the best ones. It has a great story, and it ties together. Like, yeah, story-wise, it's great. I hate the gameplay. I hate riding ships in Assassin's Creed. That is my biggest thing for me.
That's been my biggest complaint so far.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's okay. It's crazy because it's like, of course, you can customize your ship and you can make it like, you can make it better and have more health. But I feel like no matter what I do, I still get fucking destroyed by every single thing. And then it's like, it kind of reminded me of like, like a kind of like a Sea of Thieves type of thing, where like you're always fighting somebody with the ship. And it's like, damn, I cannot get to the story without fighting somebody on my ship.
Gotta flee.
And I get destroyed. And that's kind of also the reason why I couldn't complete Assassin's Creed 3, because some of the stuff you have to do, like some of the missions you have to do, you have to ride in a ship. It's like, holy hell. But yeah, Black Flag story-wise is great. I just hate riding ships. The ship gameplay is horrible. So
I'm like, I looked at the story percentage of how far I am into it. I'm like 7% through. So I'm like,
yeah, dude. Yeah, you got a long way to go.
Yeah, and I looked at the map and I was like, oh, this is way bigger than I thought it was. It is a big map. But like, I don't know, because again, the only Assassin's Creed I've played completely all the way through is Assassin's Creed 3. I've played a little bit of 1, I've played a little bit of 2, and I played a little bit of, and these are sort of like not necessarily all that connected, but Odyssey and Origins. And the reason I don't fuck with Assassin's Creed like that, they just feel like the same game every single time, which is rich coming from a guy who's played COD every year straight for the past decade. But like, it just feels like the same game to me every time. So I finished Assassin's Creed 3, and then I go to 2, and I'm just like, this just feels the same. But like story wise, I have no idea what's going on. I know the basics. I know they're in like the Animus or whatever, and it's like, and they're like reliving memories or whatever. But I still don't understand how like you can like do shit within the memory. Is it like canonical that it's just the memory, and as the player you're just doing like you're just like repeating history? You're not changing anything.
You can change stuff in your memory. They explain that in like the first couple of games, especially with Desmond and stuff like that. They explain how like you're reliving history, but also you can change stuff in your mind, and it's supposed to be accurate. It can be accurate, and that's kind of like what Abstergo was trying to. That's like one of the reasons why Abstergo was doing what they were doing. Okay, because they wanted to get they wanted to just, of course, you know, the whole thing with Abstergo is that they're trying to find the pieces of Eden.
Yeah.
But also it's like, yeah, they're trying to like use Desmond's mind as like a way for them to change history by getting those pieces of Eden. So like within Desmond's mind, he's also like changing stuff. He's still like, of course, he's reliving stuff or whatever, and like things can get changed. But like, you know, yeah.
So what's Abstergo doing for like the public? Because they seem to like be making Assassin's Creed within Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Because I'm walking around the office and I'm like seeing Assassin's Creed 1 through 3 and Black Flag. I'm like, what is what is this just an Easter egg? Is this canon?
Well, I haven't played that far. I haven't played like ever since I haven't played past Unity, so the story's kind of like jumpy to me. But Abstergo, yeah, they're like marketing themselves to be like, it's like, yeah, they're marketing themselves for people to be like, yeah, you can go inside your memories and you can just like see what, like you see like your ancestors type of thing or whatever. So that's kind of what Abstergo's doing. It's kind of all like a front, because you know they want these pieces of Eden to like rule the world.
But are they making Assassin's Creed?
Are they like in the game? Are they making Assassin's Creed?
Not the literal game Assassin's Creed, but are they like, hey, you can view the memories of an assassin and we're calling it Assassin's Creed?
No, I don't think so.
So it's just an Easter egg.
Yeah, it's an Easter egg type of thing.
Okay.
Because like, well, yeah, Ubisoft does that shit with like everything. Like they did it in Watch Dogs, because in Watch Dogs you can kill somebody who's like an Abstergo like employee.
See, but that makes sense. That in universe, Abstergo could totally exist in Watch Dogs, but Assassin's Creed can't exist in Assassin's Creed. It's Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, well, yeah, it can, and it has. You've played the other games.
What? I'm so confused.
I'm fucking.
Okay. If I finish Black Flag, I still don't know if I'll actually complete it. I kind of want
to. You should have a lot of Assassin's Creed games for me.
Oh, I do. There was a buy one get two free sale. So which one is it? I got Black Flag, Origins, and Valhalla.
Okay, cool. Because I
know you have the Ezio collection.
Yeah, I have the Ezio collection.
You have 3.
I have 3. I have Unity.
Right.
I have Rogue.
Right.
Remastered. And I think I have some of the other Assassin's Creed,
don't
like 2.5 games. Huh? No, I don't have Syndicate. That shit's ass. That shit's ass. The story is pretty ass. Yeah, they don't do nothing with the story.
The only Assassin's Creed game I've been interested in since finishing 3 is Valhalla.
Mm.
And I've kind of always been intrigued by that, so I kind of just want to jump straight into that. But I know everyone loves Black Flag, so I also want to try to get into like Mirage. Yeah, the new one coming out.
Mirage, Mirage is like kind of like a return to form. Yeah, like a return to form.
Yeah, but people are mad because there's microtransactions.
Oh, well, damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it was with like Unity, kind of. Unity ended up buying like a lot of shit, but like.
And apparently people are mad about Mirage because like the parkour doesn't look great, but it's like 2 seconds of gameplay, and also. And again, this is outside looking in. I don't really play Assassin's Creed, but it kind of just looked like Assassin's Creed. It just looked the same to me. I don't know.
I definitely want to play Assassin's Creed 1 again, but like for some reason it's like $15 on the store, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with y'all? Yeah.
Wait, so what's the Ezio collection?
The Ezio collection is Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations.
Oh.
Because you have Assassin's Creed 1, which is Altair. Altair is a long descendant from Ezio. And then you have, of course, the Ezio collection. And then you have Assassin's Creed 3. And then you have Assassin's Creed. You have Assassin's Creed Unity. And then you have Rogue. But Rogue is a prequel to Unity. And Rogue is a prequel to Unity.
And Origins is a prequel to everything.
Origins is a prequel to everything. And then you have Valhalla. No. You have Origins, then Odyssey, then Valhalla, and then we're going to Mirage. So maybe Mirage. I don't know when Mirage takes place. Let me see.
I played a little bit of Odyssey and I did not fuck with it at all.
Odyssey's very grindy, dude.
Yeah, I could tell that from the 5 minutes I played. I was like, nah, I'm out. And Origin seems similar, but it seems a bit more linear, so I'm a little bit more open to that.
Setting. The Mirage setting, I don't want to go to images. It's in Baghdad in the year 861, 12 years before the events of Valhalla. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I used to study Assassin's Creed like it's fucking history, dude. Yeah, Ezio dies in like a pretty bad way.
Oh, way to spoil it.
Yeah, well, you probably weren't gonna play it anyways.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, then in chronological order is Odyssey, and then you have now it's literally Mirage. No, it's not Mirage. It is Odyssey, then it's Origins. This is probably an old website. Yeah, Mirage, Valhalla. This website's still loading because it has like 18,000 pop-ups. Then Assassin's Creed 1, then Assassin's Creed 2, and then you have Brotherhood, then you have Revelations, Black Flag, Rogue. Oh, yeah, never mind. Assassin's Creed 3, then there's Rogue, then 3, and then you have Unity, and then Syndicate, and then that's it.
Anytime I play an Assassin's Creed, they usually have an Ezio suit, and I have to put it on.
They do have an Ezio suit.
I have to put it on every time because otherwise, it doesn't feel like I'm playing Assassin's Creed. It's just synonymous, because what's his name in Black Flag? I don't remember his name. I've been playing it, Ernesto Edward? Or whatever. Yeah, sure, Edward. He has his little Assassin's Creed suit. I'm like, that's cute, but it ain't no Ezio suit.
Yeah, I think the only suit I don't wear the Ezio suit in is Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
Because I like the blue accents on his outfit, but then again, I have so many other outfits that I've just been wearing, and then
I think I enjoy Assassin's Creed 3 too, and probably the only reason why it's the only one I finished is because I like the period more than anything else.
Yeah. I think there's a reason why I stopped playing Assassin's Creed 2. I didn't complete that game 100% until like very later. Just not dealing with that. Anyways.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Continue?
Nah, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it?
Yeah, I've been playing Black Flag. I'm barely through it, so I don't
you have a long way to go.
Yeah, I've gotten through the basics. I haven't even, like I said, because they have an Ezio suit. I know it's there. I haven't actually gotten to the point where you can change outfits. So I've played like a little bit of ship combat, and I already hate it. The parkour's fine, I guess. It's Assassin's Creed. Sometimes it doesn't fucking work, and I'm like, God damn it. Trying to chase someone down, and it's just like he tries to climb up a wall, and I'm like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to go through this corridor, you dumbass. Fuck. God. Fucking Assassin's Creed. Anyway. But yeah. I might get through it. I might just jump to Valhalla. Who knows? But is that the show?
That is the show.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to the Avengers podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengenerds on Twitter. That's AVENGE Nerds. All one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you can reach me at @Zenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach you?
At Touring Guy on Instagram.
Hell yeah. We also have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. Those will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in-app on Apple Podcasts. If you leave 5 stars in a review, it would really help us out. Speaking of reviews, if you leave a 5-star review, we will read it out on the show no matter what you say. No matter what you say, it doesn't matter what you say. You could say the show's trash and we will read it out because we have a review here from Gamer50 that says, obsessed with this podcast, 5 stars. I love the wide variety of topics they discuss. It's not just MCU stuff. They keep me updated on the current comic book movie news, and the host banter never fails to keep me entertained. Highly recommend. Thank you so much. Incredible. If you leave 5 stars in a review, on Apple Podcasts, because I don't think another site does that. Spotify, you can give 5 stars, but you can't do like written reviews. Spotify, you should get on that. But thank you for the review. You can do it too. But thanks again for listening to Adventures Podcast. We'll see you next week. Maybe.
Later.